is April 1st. It's we've got until midnight tonight until Janet Mills' stay-at-home effect goes into order. So I'm gonna take this moment to go shed hunt. Go on to a property I haven't been to since sophomore year. That year that I hunted it, I don't know what was wrong with me, but I wasn't really filming. I've been filming for years, but I don't know why I didn't film that year. But I ended up finding a really nice 5-point shed that year in that spot. And it's my only deer shed I've ever found. So knowing that a deer that size was in there, I'll take my chance, walk the half mile back into the place, and if I don't find any deer, I'll find deer sign probably, and some trails and whatnot. It'd be nice just to get out in the woods for a little bit. Into the woods we go. So I just got in the woods. I used to hunt here quite a bit. It's just off the highway, just outside of where I go to college. Not really anymore though, just kind of weird. But I have the Gaia app, so I started it on my phone so I can keep track of where I'm walking, knowing what I'm covering, what I'm not. So after getting through it a bit, I can go over and look at, I know where I found that shed a couple of years ago. I know where I had my stand. I know things like that in here. So just walked on the first scrape. Doesn't look like much, but it's a little torn up. I bet we're gonna find a lot of sign in here. I doubt anybody's hunted it since. There was, I think, one other guy and my buddy Luke that used to hunt with me. But this place is all torn up. I can see a bunch of tracks already. So well, it hasn't been more than 5 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes being in the woods, and I didn't want to find this, but got a big patch of hair here. Just looking around before opening the camera, but skeleton's right there. Take a look at it, see if the antlers are on it, but all the paunch materials right there. There's hair everywhere. All the bones are still here. Take a look. It was definitely a winter kill. And it was a buck too. Damn. Looks like a pretty, 130-pound deer probably. He got savaged up in here with some coyotes. That's a pretty good sized base. Damn. I'll see if I can find the trail camera pictures of it, but the kid I used to hunt with in here, Luke, he had a really nice picture of an 11-pointer. It was a nice deer, man. That, an 8-pointer. But part of me thinks that this deer would have dropped his antlers before he got eaten. So I'm gonna just mark this on my GPS and kind of grid this for a little bit, I think. Either now or on the way back, because this is really close. But he might actually be a little younger than I think. He's got all his teeth still. So. Well, that's a shame. It's my first experience finding a carcass shed hunting. So, a day for firsts. Okay, how about we find 2 antlers for the first time? I am by no means a shed hunter, but we're probably 300 or 400 yards from that buck that's down there that got killed. I just did a big L and was coming this way because I know there's a trench over here. We just found one, so we're in a grid right here pretty hard, but let's take a look at him. Pretty looking horn. I'm gonna set the camera up and pick him up. First shed in about 1.5 years right here. Tiny little one, but he's pretty palmated kind of for a little buck around here. And it looks like it's last year. Or he could have been early, but he's pretty soaked. But I'm gonna grid this area for a little bit and see if we can match this up. That'd be pretty cool. Nice 3-point side though. I'm just a little ways off of where I picked up that 3-point. But we have this big trench right here. And the idea that Luke and I had when we hunted this is that when deer are coming across, they're jumping or they're traveling right down the middle of it. But right now there's a bit of water in it, so I'm gonna say they're jumping. And if they were jumping when it was winter, they could have bounced an antler off. So I think that's part of why that one was sitting where it was. Of buck must have jumped, and it's not 25 yards that way, and not even 20, 15, and it fell off. So it must have loosened up a little bit, popped. So I'm gonna go up this side and then down the opposite side. Let's see what we can do. Been going for a good little bit. Not too long though. Saw a couple scrapes a little while ago. This is the one that I'm on right now. Looks like it was done this winter. I'm gonna keep moving on that way, kind of work my way down. It turns into like a tamarack or spruce little thicket down there, or not really thicket, but open standing timber, where I think they might have been moving through in the winter feeding. So we'll go look down there and walk that road. There's an old 4-wheeler trail, and then we'll walk up and around and then come right back through this patch right here. This is up in there is where I found my 5-point side 2 years ago. So let's try and add another one to the pile. I'm down here to the old ATV trail kind of thing. I used to have a stand up that way. Luke had one down here by the highway. My stomach's been hurting me awfully bad, so I'm gonna do a quick loop and get out of here. So, might try and take one last trip to the store before socking myself into the house for a while, but I'm glad I got out. Let's see if I can add the picture, but that's the bear's den. This is me getting the heck out of here. Today's the next day. Dawson is right there.
Find that big boy set.
Yeah, Houdini, or the other one. We're out here walking in another deer yard, a different one from the other day. Just walking these deer trails. Got the dogs with us, so keep moving.
Okay, no more. That was an easy shot.
Ooh, look at this. Right out to where the trees are.
Head that way then.
I had to turn off the stabilization, but so this is the day after, like I said earlier, but kind of moved a little ways down. We're probably at 1 point something now, 1.7. But I've been here before, and there's this big like sage flat kind of deal, or not sage, but swale grass. And we're gonna just move out and around it to where these deer are sitting under these spruce and cedars. So we'll keep at it, but here's Gemma. Gemma.
Hey, Gem.
Hi, buddy. And Magnum.
Hey, Magnum. Magnum, come.
Magnum doesn't like me much. He's just scared. Here we go. Onward.
Let's do it. Well, I could not see one.
Okay, we've been walking for a while. I bet we're at 3 point something. Gotta be. We crossed the main road. We are at 2.8 right now, so we only went like 2/10 since.
Wow.
But we just got our first one. I'm gonna take a guess and say he's 2 years old after he shed this, but we are gonna grid the frig out of this little spot right here and see if we can match this up. This
Right
is a
under
nice
cedar
nice
blowdown.
buck here. Cedar and a spruce blowdown. He's gonna grab the camera and pick this thing up. We're walking this trail that the dogs started walking down. Dawson was actually in front of me. But here he
Shows
is.
how much I pay attention.
Yeah. God, that other side must be pretty close. There he is. Look at that buck. Jesus.
Older one, huh?
I think I've seen this deer. I'm pretty sure I've seen this buck. Remember how I said I saw one with a big split? Okay, so I just put this antler back in the water to take some pictures. Bring that down here. That's a base. And it looks, there's my spike. Oh my gosh. Literally side by side, two different deer. That's gonna
Oh
be
my
a
goodness.
nice, oh that's so cool. Water is the unknown factor here. Oh boy, now I'm shaking. That's so cool. We gotta find these other ones, Magnum.